Good afternoon everybody, and a very warm welcome to Berringer. And today is going to be something a little bit different. Today we're going to have a layout tour of Berringer and districts, because since I've last did one, which was very long ago, a lot has changed. And so basically, and also I've picked up a number of new subscribers also. So I just thought, well, now's probably a good time just to sort of give you a sort of a layout tour, because essentially although there's still a lot to do, the essence of the track work, the essence of Berringer is pretty much completed, and so therefore a lot of it is to do with scenery work or ballasting and stuff, but the actual essence and the actual foundations of Berringer is already completed. And I just thought, well, I'll just let everybody see Berringer districts for what it is in its current state, and I'll just take you around. So just to give you a little bit of history about Berringer and districts, it originally started probably about, I think it's about 3 or 4 years ago now, and it's based in my studio flat, and it's also a analog layout. And if we just sort of, I'll give a quick pan around just so you can get the idea of it. I'm actually standing right in the middle of my studio flat right now, so if I just sort of slowly pan round, currently there's the front door there, directly there, and then that goes into the dressing area where the fiddle yard is, right over there. So that's part of it. Now if I pan back round, and I'm still in the same spot, I haven't changed, I'm just swiveling around on the same, you just sort of get a rough idea of the size of it. And it runs across the bay window, and then you've got the new shop right in the corner, which is in the kitchen area, and then you've got this part here, which is right here along the back wall, and that is the nuclear transfer terminal. So we're going to go and start looking at it in more closer detail. So firstly, it's called Berringer districts because there's a number of sort of districts in and around. You've got Berringer, which is the main station, and this is one of the districts. And this is New Shot. And basically New Shot incorporates, as you can probably tell, a China clay building, some China clay wagons. That is scratch built. And also it's meant to be quite a rural area, so there's a little rural terminus station, which is just there. And if I just drop you down, just so you can get a better view. And basically the era is basically generally BR blue. However, I have been of late running different sort of eras, mainly later than that. They've got sectorisation like NSE and stuff like that, rail freight, and also later on still, as with the Arriva Trains Wales. So this is New Shop. There's also a number of webcams on there. There's 3 of them. I've recently repositioned them. Not for gimmick reasons, but actually well, I suppose it is a bit of a gimmick, but at the same time it isn't actually the reason why it's installed. It's actually installed so I can get a good view from where I'm operating the layout, and one of them is just up there, and I'll show you that on the screen. This is a lovely signal box which was donated to me and given to me, which I'm very happy with, and it sits here nicely here at New Shot, covering New Shot, and also Offord on the Hill. Those of you following my channel will know that recently I've done some work at Offord on Hill, and the passengers haven't arrived yet, and I haven't quite got around to doing the walling. Also there was a video, there's also a comment made by Peter Shaw about how I did my lines on my car park, so I'm going to be putting up a video of that. I haven't forgotten, so bear with me with that. So you've got Offord on the Hill, which is also a single track station, little rural station, and then we have our lake, well, pond I should say, more than anything else, and we've got a number of vehicles of the period, generally speaking. We've got a little Mercedes-Benz bus and another stagecoach, Leyland National over there, and there is also, it runs along the top bit here. So from Offord on the Hill, it will run down towards Berringer, but we won't go there just yet because since we're at this side, I'm just going to carry on just talking you through the bottom bit down at this side. There's also lighting on this layout, and I did buy some, and a lot of you that have been following my channel will know that I've just used a Poundland lighting, which is like these little fairy lights, and this is how they're sort of done. It's just a piece of card and then they're cable tied, and they provide the lighting for this platform over here over at Moorwood, and I'll fit that and I'll show you that as well. You probably won't be able to see it very well because it's still daylight. On the lower level we've got Moorwood Station, and this is the sort of end of Moorwood Station. And recently, in fact yesterday, I reballasted this line here and relayed the track, and also on this side, but I ran out of ballast, so I have to do that. One of the issues I had when we were doing a running session when my friend came over was that these tracks weren't quite aligned. So that's basically what I've done. I've lifted the track, realigned it and redid it. So it looks exactly the same as it did before, except obviously it looks better and also it runs much better. And this is one of the lift up sections. This is, as you can see, it's just like a board. So to gain access to the kitchen when it's not in use, it's basically plugged in electrically to the next section. So you unplug that, pull it out and drop it down. And this is one of the scratch built little road bridges that I made. Now this hides, basically there's two hinges there, and basically you pull them out and basically you slide the locks across, I should say, and drop the bridge section down. So, but when it's in use and when you're running the layout, you can just hide them because basically it's all hollow under there. So that just disguises them so you don't see it. And there's also another one which is just here, and that locks this side, so that keeps it up into that position there. So this then leads into the transfer terminal, and this goes into this tunnel portal. It doesn't actually lead anywhere, but it is enough to take a 2-car DMU. So basically it could style it out like it's going somewhere even though it's not. You've then got this scratch built sort of warehouse and the lorries serving it. The 90 is just sitting here just purely because it didn't have anywhere else to go, because currently at the moment I'm just doing some work elsewhere on the layout. But basically this is the nuclear flask area. I still haven't put the fencing up on this. As you pull it out, it's just a ratio kit that I put together, and those of you who've been following that little mini series will know how much of a pain it's been to put together. This is another little ratio blockhouse kit, and that is, I think, from Batman, and then obviously there's various vehicles from Oxford Diecast, and the 2 nuclear FNAs are from Batman also with the 08. Because I'm actually sort of considering actually putting an isolating point and leaving that 08 over here, so I can use that to do some shunting around here, but I haven't quite worked that one out yet. So if we go back over here, we'll have, like I said, this sort of sits back in here, and like I said, I'll show it to you once it's, in fact I'll do that, put it over now, because then you can have a good look at Coffee Hill. This is the disused line of the layout, disused part of the layout. Really, because of the fact actually at this point it's actually broken. It doesn't actually switch to this line. So what I decided to do is just to make this into a disused line, so it's just permanently soldered. So basically it's permanently making a connection to the actual main running line here. As we come down, we have the lower level of Moorwood Station, and this is set in the Arrivas Trains liveries. Oh, also something I should actually say whilst we're here at Moorwood Station is that I've actually added the other subway and painted the railings in the Arriva Trains green. Also my old Metcalf freebie kit that came with the Railway Modeler, I think it was, That also got a repaint into the Arriva Trains Wales, but when I drop this down I can just lift it up, so I can just so it doesn't just fall on the floor or get knocked or anything. So yes, we have an Arriva Trains Wales sort of station and appropriate signage and the appropriate rolling stock, being my Arriva DMU, and that is looking, it's getting there. It's still not finished yet, but it will get finished soon. At the moment I'm just still sort of working on bits and pieces around the layout. Like I said, you've got, and also got the destination boards as well also. Then we've got the branch line coming down, and then we've got the signal box which is overseeing this. I've got some fencing to glue back together because the glue just popped away, so I've just got to redo that. It's a little odd job. I haven't actually finished this bit of it because I said I was going to do a video on that. I haven't actually done that yet. Then we've got the Woodland Scenics rock face, and I've done a few videos on that. And you've got the folly at the top and the pub. So once the walkers have had their walk and they're feeling like they've done their walk and they want to rest, they can go in for some refreshment. Like I said, the branch line still continues to come down, and another little outcropping here. And then as we come down towards Berringer itself, we've got the branch and the main lines sandwiched by a fueling point, a little mini fueling point for DMUs. You will see that there is a lot of rolling stock here at Berringer, because those of you who've been following my channel of late will know that I've been doing some work on the filler yard, so a lot of the filler yard stock is actually onto the main lines at the moment whilst I'm still working on that. So basically there's a point here which leads off into the depot, and then you've got the British Rail vehicles of various types, and then that's also an old Backman porter cabin, I think. And it's one of the sort of signature pieces of actual Berringer. It's been here since the very beginning, this road bridge, so I didn't really want to get rid of it. I had half contemplating getting rid of it. One of my recent additions is this signal box, and you've got my SEP and the VEP there on the main lines, blocking the main lines, and also I have my blue-grey rake, my intercity rake, and my NSC rake, and as you can see here is my mail train rake at the moment. Berringer is powered by this Morley controller, and it's got two control knobs for it, and also there's my old combi one from Gauge Master. The combi one I'm using for my rolling road, and also my wheel cleaner, so I can just attach it to that and run that without interfering with the Morley controller, which basically runs the main part of the layout. You've got this switch here, that's to isolate the power point at one point, and here we've got a track plan, which was the old one because this side of it's changed, and so the plan is to actually get a piece of board with a new track plan on it, and then when I basically electrify all the points, then I can basically switch it from here, because at the moment none of the points are electrified, so they all have to be switched manually, and that was just purely because of the fact that I was rejigging the track configuration. So now I'm pretty much happy with the way it is now. I can now, in the near future, go ahead and start electrifying the points and doing this. So Berringer itself has 5 platforms. This is platform 1, where the NSC is. 2, 3, 4 and 5 are the underground platforms, and here is a passing loop where my 25 is. This is just the passing loop, but unfortunately you can't see it too clearly because it's all a bit congested around here. The actual platform building was a scratch built thing that I made myself, and also the retaining wall and the lighting and canopy, that's all scratch built. This little building is a Hornby Scaledale building, and as we come to Berringer Station building itself, that is also a Scaledale building, Hornby building of some description. And underneath we've got the underground bit, and it's basically it can take this 47 plus 6 coaches, or a 50, doesn't matter which train, but basically it takes a loco and 6 coaches, that's the most. And as you can see, it's detailed underneath there and lit amongst there. Also, platform 4 and 5 is down the back, but you can't really see it, but I'll show you that through the other webcam, the third and final webcam, which you can probably see is just over there, right in the back. Here we have my EPB and my DMU next to each other, and this is basically on 2 short sidings, which it just finishes there, and it's underneath the town scene. So if you can see that, the town scene is directly on top. It's like a double deck, and that will actually, funnily enough, be a similar sort of arrangement that I'm going to be having over at the field yard that I was just talking about on one of my recent videos. And you can also see the double deck version from here quite well. So we've got the street scene behind the station building. We've got Berringer bus station, which is based on Winchester and Basingstoke. Then we have the NCP car park, various vehicles dotted around. We've got a Woolworths, a Blockbuster Video, and we also have some coaches and some cars in the car park. Before we move on to our next section, so here we are on my TV screen, which is connected to my computer, and basically my TV screen acts as a monitor, and this is currently showing the 3 views of my 3 webcams, and all of these are basically for me to be able to see what's going on in and around Berringer and districts. So basically the one in the centre is the one in the new shop, which is in the kitchen. The one on the right is from Moorwood Station, and that is just basically along the windowsill. And the one on the left is underground platforms 4 and 5. The programme is called Contact Cam. It was a free download from the Tinternet. And basically it's just to basically enable me to see what's going on around the layout by using these webcams, and also as stop markers and things like that. So yeah, we can get into that one close and personal. So I'm just going to zoom in, just so you can sort of try and get a really good view of it, one by one, so you can sort of really see what it's like. So that's Berringer, platform 4 and 5 underground station, and that was all constructed by card. And basically, as the trains come in, I can see them coming in, and I can see where I need to stop them. And also the lights are powered by all these £1 ferry lights from Poundland. So in the centre we have the new shot section of it. Like I said, this one's just been recently repositioned because I wanted to get a better view. So on the top left you can see the station, on the right you can see the China Clay, and you can also just about see the passing loop as well. Although you can't see the whole passing loop, but you can basically have a good view as to where to stop the trains and everything like that. And then third and finally is the one at Moorwood Station. Now this one looks a bit dark, that's because the lights aren't switched on. Oh, sorry, bear with me a minute, I just clicked my mouse. That's why I went back to the other screen. So you can actually see, I'll switch the light on and then you can probably see it a bit better. So you can now probably see a little bit better. Just try and zoom it in a bit. But yeah, you get the essence of it, you can see. And well, anyway, I can see it. where it's at, so I can see when the trains need to be stopped and all the rest of it. Again, the markers and everything, because from where I'm operating it, I don't always get a good view of where the trains are, so that's why I've got that camera there. And these are the word on the cameras, they were just cheap, cheerful cameras from eBay, nothing terribly exciting, and if you are interested, please have a look. I did put up a couple of videos specifically about the webcams, so please go and check them out if you find them and if it's of interest to you. So back on top, we've got the Blockbuster video, and there's the front door. Now originally when I did Berringer, and I have said this, there is some early footage knocking about on my channel, it was meant to start and go as far as from the Blockbuster video up to the Folly at the other end. It wasn't meant to cross to Moorwood and beyond, but that's how it's turned out. This is another lift up section, and this bridge comes off, and that allows the this bit to be raised. So when it's raised, this bit here doesn't foul that bit, so that's why that has to be a lift up bridge. And if you just sort of see it from there, that's how it looks. And then we go to B&Q, which is where we finally end before heading towards the fill yard. And the fill yard is where I've been doing my work actually. I've now added some more points and things, so it's now, if I just sort of take you down, it looks like that. There's currently 5, but there's going to be 7 in total. It is going to be 7, and there's going to be some numbers here which I will show you shortly that I've painted up, but this needs to be painted up as well, so I haven't done that yet. And then I've added this point here, and this point here will go towards the newly extended bit which I showed you the other day, which I did, was in the process of being put together. And so we're going to have all the DMUs, well not all of them, but as many as I can fit on this piece of board onto this section. The main rolling stock, like the coaches and things, will sit underneath, and then the locos will then come up to the top. So now it's white, you could probably have a better idea of what I'm trying to explain to you. Now, I haven't got that far yet, because we're on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then there's going to be another 2, 6 and 7, and the 7 one will go towards the corner, right in the corner, and then basically the loco will then reverse back up and go up the ramp and up to the next level, and the next level will come just about here, so obviously so it's got enough clearance as to not knock that bit, so it'll come up to about there. And because under here will just be coaches, so I shouldn't need to lift anything from there. So that's where we're at with that. I've also drilled holes. I think last time I spoke to you, I had the little freeway little box that I'd made, which was just sitting here, and I said I was going to make it more permanent. So that's what these switches are for. So they're just going to go into there like so, and there's 8 of them, although it's for 7, because one of them I'm going to be using probably for lighting. So I've just made a bit of a spare one there. So that's where we're at, and that is pretty much the layout tour in itself. But just before I go, I'll show you the numbers which I've only just done today, so you can have a look at what I mean. So these are the numbers that I've just been painted up today. They're basically children's numbers, really. I think they've come from a toy shop or something like that. And if I just show you what they look like, this is what it looks like unpainted. And basically the painted ones will go on the top bar, and that will be highlighted by the white background, which is the bar I just showed you. And these ones here, I'll just show you. They will go next to the appropriate switch. So there'll be one there, that'd be 7, and then that'd be 6, So basically, but because I like the wood, and I like the effect of the wood, I didn't really want to paint it. So that's why I've kind of left these ones in the wooden state, and I'll glue these. But once I've got all the positioning for the track work, then I can sort of finalise the numbering and everything like that. And the black ones will be put on here with the white background, so that'll be like that. So we'll just glue that on, so then you can sort of tell, so you know what the switch is, the appropriate switch is for, the appropriate fill yard lane. Because there won't be any switches along here, because this is just for DMU, so there won't be any isolating points along this bit. So that should be pretty much it. So that's the sum of my layout, or the sum of my empire, which I once said. And thank you for all my subscribers for supporting me over the years, and thank you for all your comments, because they're all appreciated and always welcome. I do put these videos up to help others, as a lot of your videos help me with some of my issues as well, and give me ideas and give me inspiration. So it's kind of a little bit of a payback thing. So thanks for watching. Please feel free to comment and subscribe, and I will get back to you when I have more to tell you. So bye for now.